Welcome to AZ in the Know on Icon Radio. Happy Halloween. Floyd, what's going on, my brother?
What's
going
up?
on?
What's up? This is your boy Floyd.
That's your boy Floyd.
Yes,
Welcome
sir,
to the show.
Yes, sir.
Another week here at AZ in the Know on the #1 online radio station, Icon Radio.
That's right.
It's Halloween.
Trick or treat.
Trick or treat. There ain't even no trick or treating going on,
I know.
bro.
You got to go to the store and buy some candy.
No, I saw the craziest thing today online. Like, cruising Facebook, and someone had these remote control cars pushing candy out to people.
Oh,
It was funny. It was great.
But hey, that's a good
It was
thing,
safe.
though. Yeah.
It was safe, so
that people can still go trick or treating.
still go trick or treat. You know what I'm saying? There he is. There's Floyd. Floyd
Hey, how y'all doing out there? All right now.
Actually, I want to talk about something right quick before we really get into it. Man, today I actually had an ordeal. Like, my heart is still racing right now. Today, I saved a life. Or at least I helped.
Saved the life.
I saved a life. No, but for real. So earlier
a
today,
hero.
I'm a hero, man. I'm a hero. That's why I have to wear the King T'Challa.
Hey.
King T'Challa today. Y'all see what it is? You know what I'm saying? Wakanda forever in this
There
piece.
you go.
Respect to the king. No, but for real, on some real stuff.
Okay.
So we were at the pulling up to a light. And I'm almost home, like maybe 2-3 blocks away from the house, like that last major light before you get home. You know how it is. They say it always happen before you get home. But no, I'm at the light, and I see this woman to my left hand side, like kind of running. It caught my eye at first. It is what it is. It caught my eye. And so then I'm looking to my right, because now I see all these people like running from the right hand side to this, basically in direction where she was running. So then I looked again over there, and I had already noticed there was a car. Because it was like in the parking lot, but it was in front of this business. I thought it was part of the parking lot, but no, it was the ditch. So I'm looking at the car now, and I'm looking at her. She's like trying to frantically get in the car, and that's when I seen the guy slumped over in the car. That's when I saw the whole front of the car. He smashed into the wall.
Ooh.
Yeah, the whole front of the car was smashed into the wall. So now I'm like, oh my God, no, this must have just happened. And I see everybody running to her. So me being who I am, I turned around in the middle of the street, went to the scene, and everybody was trying to figure out, how to get in the car. And I was like, hey, just bust the window. Let's just bust the window. So now I ran to my car, got a little tool, and I'm trying to break the glass. And come to find out, the guy had a seizure while driving.
Wow.
He had a seizure while driving. So he was still in the process of the seizure, like he was foaming at the mouth. His eyes was kind of like rolled back in his head. And finally, we broke the glass. Now the doors were still locked. So now I'm trying to take that tool to try to reach it to the front, trying to unlock the door, because we really couldn't get into it. Finally, the other guy on the other side broke the glass on the other side, the back, rear. So then they was able to like kind of reach in and open that one. So then it was like she was at the same time she was on the phone with 911. And now she's like, hey, what do I do? What do I do? So I was like, hey, just prop his head, just leave it, because his head was kind of slumped, and he's like, foaming. So I said, just prop his head so he can breathe. Just keep it up. Don't move him. Just prop his head so he can breathe. So now she's holding his head, and before that, she hands me the phone. So now I'm talking to 911. So they're asking me these questions, and I'm asking the questions to the guy, what they're saying, or they're asking me these certain signs that he's doing, and I'm describing, yeah, he's doing that right now. I said, oh, just keep him calm. It sounds like he's going to come out of it, which he did. He wound up coming out of his seizure, but by then, to the moral of the story, it was a bunch of people out there. It was some white folks out there. It was some Mexican folks. It was some black people, women, men. It was like every nationality. Everybody ran to this. The guy wound up, he survived. He was okay.
Awesome.
He was okay.
Yes.
We ran there just in time, because if we had been there, if we all hadn't ran up, ain't no telling what could have happened. The car was burning. Luckily, it didn't catch fire, but it was something was burning. But it was the fact that everybody came together. It wasn't about Trump. It wasn't about Biden. It wasn't about race. It wasn't about ooh, look what nothing. It was the human nature. Everybody chipped in. Everybody jumped together. And, in the midst of that, before all that happened, the aspect of it, my son, I was with my 14-year-old son at the time. And where I stopped at, I was like kind of in the middle of the street, and I knew the fire truck was going to come there. Because I was actually, by this time, before the fire truck, I'm sitting and waiting in the middle of the street, waiting for the fire truck to come. But I had yelled out to my son, move the car. Mind you, he's only 14. But,
right.
I knew that the fire truck was going to be there. So this little kid, he's excited because he gets to drive now. Even though all you're supposed to do, point A, point B, just move the car up. This guy does a 3-point turn. He does a little extra stuff. But you know what? He did a good job. He did a good job in the midst of what happened. But when we got in the car, I was just, now we're talking about it, describing what happened. And my son all of a sudden says, I feel like a life lesson is about to, because how I am with situation. Right. I always turn something into a life lesson. I always do. And he knows it's coming. So he said, man, I feel like a life lesson is coming on. And I said, you know what, son, you absolutely right. A life lesson is coming on. And that's when I started describing how you see how just like I said, everybody ran up. It wasn't no animosity. It wasn't about race. It's just the human nature, the human spirit all came together to help out somebody.
To help one another.
So that was my story.
That's what it's about.
That was my story. Shouts out, I don't know his name. The gentleman, it was on the corner of about 23rd Ave and Deer Valley Road. So, hey, just shouts out to the gentleman. Hope you're doing okay. I know he broke his leg. He had a big knot on his head, but he's alive. He was talking. He was coherent when we left the scene. So, hey, shouts out to his family. Prayers that you get better. And oh man, I'm still, that feeling. It's like you're still shaking. It was. Oh.
Look, y'all, I'm in front of a true hero.
Man, you had to jump in. You had to jump in. So, I just want to start with that one today. I know we got some guests coming in a little bit later, but yeah.
But I you know what? I wanna talk about something real quick.
Let's get it.
Now this is on a different note of that. Okay, you have your excitement, your adventure, and all that. Now this is on a different note. One of my brothers, friend brothers, he had lost a great one just recently. This great one is his uncle. He played drums for him every time he went to go sing. Oh, this guy that I'm talking about is Bishop Rance Allen.
Oh, yeah, we just lost him today.
Yeah, and that's his uncle. I want everyone to reach out and just pray for him, pray for the family, and the guy he was a tremendous guy, he's wonderful, not just on the music scene but personally too. He's a great guy.
Did you say you related to him too?
No, he's the friend.
A friend of a relative.
Yeah, he's
because you always connected to somebody. Every time I turn around, you connected to somebody related to some famous person somehow.
Well, hey. It's just a blessing. I'm just blessed, God has blessed me to,
yeah. But 2020 has been, we're just losing too many people.
Yeah, it is, especially all these greats. I mean, everyone is great, and stuff like that, all the legends, the different legends and stuff like that, so, but yeah, just send up prayers to the family and everything, and, God bless.
Just like me, King T'Challa, Wakanda Forever. I don't know if you can see the, Wakanda Forever. It is what it is. Respected man. And then we lost James Bond.
Yeah.
The original.
Yes.
The original James Bond.
He was 90, right?
90.
Yeah.
He was 90.
Yeah.
He died today.
Yeah.
So two great ones died today.
This is crazy.
So just keep praying.
At the same time, it's coming to the close of the end of the year. And normally just doing it towards the end of the year, the people start falling off.
I never noticed that, sir.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, if you start just looking at it, watch.
Because at first it used to be at least 3 at the same time. Remember how that was all famous people be like 3 at the same time? That's how it used to be. Now with 2020, it's just...
They're just constantly dropping. Yeah. All these famous people.
All I can do is shake my head, sir.
Yeah.
Because Trump, you just we don't want to talk about it, but everything circulates around our current person in power. And the current person in power, unfortunately, is Trump. And it's I hate when I'm watching the news and it's I'm turning the curve. The curve is turning. We're fighting the battle. COVID's going to go away. Oh, we have a medical cure. We got a medical drug and I'm working with all this. Sir, where is it? People are dying. And then it's the day he talks about we're rounding the curve is the day we had the highest spike in coronavirus.
But according to him, we're just around the corner. We're not going anywhere. We're not. The spike is not there. we just need to do what we're supposed to do, which is social distance and stuff. But other than that, the coronavirus is just a joke.
Yeah, to him, to his family.
Yeah.
But not us. People only feel it when they've lost someone close. Now, I'm not going to say I've lost anybody close, but I have lost people I know to coronavirus.
Right.
So, and then the people that I know's family members. So it's not like it's close to me, but close enough where it is real. This is like, I'm not going to say my grandmother, my grandmother passed in March, like right at the beginning.
Right.
But, she was elderly, she was older, and then she did have some health things going on, which led to her being in the hospital. Sorry about that. Oh, man. But, led to her being in the hospital. And she wound up catching pneumonia, which was like one of the first things they were talking about at the time. And it's like, how did she catch it when she got into the hospital? And then she wound up passing. So I think, before coronavirus was like, we know what it is. I'm not saying she did, but it's causing things. So it's not always just coronavirus.
Right.
Especially with our elderly. She was 80-some years old. So, yeah, let me get up off that. I'm about to get emotional again.
Choked up there.
About to get choked up, but we're gonna go into some music right quick. We got our first guest coming. Well, I shouldn't say first guest. We got our guest of the day coming in. This is a really good one because we don't talk about this much. But you know what? I'm gonna keep the surprise for you. We'll be right back.
Look to the sky, I see what you can't see. I realize that you blind like heat.
You blind, 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 blind. Can't see nothing, boy, lost in his mind. Trapped in the world where the truth is a lie. If you live in your head when you already died, feeding wrong, everything, everybody cried. Back to the sea, baby, ain't no life. Back to the darkness, ain't no life, no living, no way to survive. Man, just listen, you living inside of eating, bro. See, that's your body. You are the light, internal glow. Listen to your father, and he protect you where to go. They knowledge evil, they got you under mind control. So only truth around here. If they don't get that, it's just as simple as this. Is roll the sick and twisted. If they don't get that, it's just as simple as this. There's no escaping this shit. If you don't see that, look at the kids shot racking while they follow so quick. So I tell them,
Sound to the east, sound to the west. Oh no, here we go. Sound to the north, sound to the south. You hear that trumpet blow? Sound to the east, sound to the west. Oh no, here we go. Sound to the north, sound to the south. You hear that trumpet blow?
so pure, I flow old in the mother. Got that truth from my father. Hakuna Matata, ain't no fear over here. See those angels over water, make that clear. Listen here, ain't the ones that slept with daughters. Yeah. The ain't the ones y'all call gods and goddess. Yeah. The ain't the fallen ones with that knowledge. Yeah. The technology is illogic. Yeah. They sold your ass, yeah, and you bought it. Oh no, down the rabbit hole you go. You sold for a piece of gold. Woo! Eating the body, atom and soul. You glow. Know what you are, know what you're in. Don't be blinded by the skin. Born to know, born to grow. Life is in. Meet yourself, now let's begin. Hit 'em!
Sound to the east, sound to the west. Oh no, here we go. Sound to the north, sound to the south. You hear that trumpet blow? Sound to the east, sound to the west. Oh no, here we go. Sound to the north, sound to the south. You hear that trumpet blow? Sound to the east, sound to the west. Oh no, here we go. Sound to the north, sound to the south.
All right.
All right.
Nice little break in there. Nice little music there. I don't even know who it was, but we rocking with it.
That's right.
So what we got going on today, Floyd?
All right. Well, today we got something really special today. Something that we all need to know, want to know, and what we should know about mortgages. And the one we're gonna talk to about that is Micheal Ukpai.
Okay, good job.
AKA Anye.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to AZ and the No on Icon Radio, sir.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So, no, describe first what it is you do and how you do it.
Okay, so I describe myself as a mortgage loan advisor. So my job is to help clients who are in the market for a home figure out how to finance that home and present that financing. So
Yes, the money guy.
the money guy.
It's all about the money guy. We need that guy.
Yeah.
No, it's important now, and this is why we brought him in, because home ownership, land, whatever you want to say, this is where it's at.
Yep.
You know, renting, because I'm a renter, you know, it is what it is. I'm a renter. I'm trying to look for a home. So, you know, the things that we come out of this conversation, I'm going to apply it to myself, too. So, you know, I'll be asking for myself along with the America. So, now, when it comes to what we should be looking for, where we should be at, I know people are afraid because of credit scores, things like that. Is this important? What should we be doing in this aspect?
Absolutely. I mean, credit is definitely going to be, an integral part of any home loan, any lending. But what I always tell clients is go ask for help. Mm-hmm. You got to get over that hurdle. You know what I'm saying? You can't get to a destination if you don't have a roadmap. And a lot of times the individuals who think they're not there either are already there or it's one or two steps, right? And nothing's wrong with planning. Mm-hmm. So if you're not there, let's put a plan together. Let's get you there, right?
How long does it take? Or is everybody different? Should we say, do you take, the next 2 to 3 years and plan yourself out? Or is it something sooner like we can do in 6 months? Or is everybody different?
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
I would say for most people, they probably fall into that. Most people that I see fall into that 6-month time frame.
Okay.
But the putting it off and trying to do things blindly will kind of move them out of that time frame. But and it depends because your situation is going to be different. But then, your dedication, right? Once we put that plan together, it's on you. Mm-hmm. Are you going to do those things? Are you going to, sacrifice that new pair of shoes or this or that to get to your goal? Right.
So you actually work with these people the whole road through? That's your job?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not a credit analyst. I don't. But through the position, I've become somewhat of an expert. So what I do is I'm going to give you a credit simulator. I'm going to tell you the things that you need to do to get your credit, and I'm going to follow up with you. It's on you to do the work.
That's what it is. You got to do the work. No, that's serious. You have to do the work because people get lazy. You just want, but what are you going to do to get to what you want?
Exactly.
So
Are there any drawbacks or anything like that
to buying a home?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good question. I was reading in Mortgage News Daily, based on 2019.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah. It's one of them nerdy things I do because I'm in the industry. But based on 2019 census data, owning a home ownership was probably the closest link to family wealth. So
say that again.
Owning a home is one of the biggest links to building family wealth. You know what I'm saying? So if you ask me that question, I'm going to say no. Clients always come to me and they're telling me, what about the maintenance? What about this and what about that? And my response is, with maintenance comes equity, right? So you gotta, in life, you gotta give something to get something, right? And you're never gonna get that equity if you don't take on the risk of that maintenance or whatever that may be, right? So, probably the fear of having to maintain your own home, things that can happen, that may be the one big drawback people see, but there are ways to counteract that. There's a home warranty that'll handle any big maintenance thing. There's homeowners insurance that you're going to have anyway. So risk comes reward, you know?
What is better? Because I've heard about, because I don't know. When it comes to mortgages, I know there's the 30-year, there's a 15-year.
Yeah.
Can you explain that? Because I don't know.
Okay. So it's all about, the time, the period we're going to lend you the money over, right? Now, if you ask me what's better, if I had my way, I'd put every single one of my clients in a 15-year mortgage, right? Because what you're going to spend on interest is going to be you could save $100,000 or more on average on a 15-year mortgage versus
is it going to cost you more?
Mortgage. The monthly payment's going to be higher.
Yeah.
So that's the drawback, right? But we can always work you that way, right? So you can have a 30-year mortgage, and I'm going to go over what the 15-year mortgage payment or what you can pay extra to principal every month to save you on that interest. But it's not a must, right? If you're comfortable with your mortgage payment at 30 and you want to see what a 15-year is, I would advise taking a look at it. Because if I told you you spend an extra $200 a month and you'll have $100,000 in 15 years, you'd probably do that.
So sometimes just $200 is the difference. I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes $200 is about the difference.
You know, it's going to depend on the purchase, on how much the home is worth, how much the mortgage is, but it could be $200 or $300 on average. You know what I mean? It just depends on who you are and how much that mortgage is for.
Oh, okay. So, is there like a way? Is there like a program that people can get into to help with their mortgage, like to
The down payment?
right, stuff like that?
You know what? Arizona has some amazing programs. So I do business here, Arizona.
That's good to
Arizona,
know.
California, and Texas. Arizona has some amazing programs to help new buyers purchase a home. There are a couple of them too. And basically, the mix is those programs will give you up to 5% of your loan amount to help you purchase a home. And that can help you with down payment and closing costs, right? So when you put those programs together, I've helped tons of clients get into a home with a couple $100 out of pocket. Probably less than some people rent a home for.
Wow.
You know? So the programs out here are amazing. Texas has some great programs. California has some good programs. I'm sure most states have some kind of program. But again, like I tell my clients, get out, go ask for help. You know, that's what people need to go ask for help.
And that's the thing, though. It's like when we start, getting to that point. Okay, when we say ask for help, depending on the person, you know, because it's like, okay, if I go out there and ask for, I say, can you help me out? And then they'll say, okay, well, you need to do this, 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 you need to do that, do this, do this. And then that, all that need to do this things will discourage me,
Yeah,
So that discourages me, like, man, that's a whole lot.
I feel you. And I can't speak for everybody, but what I try to do, I'm going to just give you the next step in front of you. You know what I'm saying? And one way or another, you got to understand it's a journey, right? And it's not about, I never tell people that they can't qualify. I tell them how they can qualify or what it's going to take to qualify. So you don't have to feel insecure about not qualifying now or having 15 steps. You just got to take it like everything else in life, one step at a time. So what's the next thing up? I used the down payment assistance program when I bought my first house. I'm in the industry, and that program helped me immensely. You know what I'm saying? I got into my first house, I think, $800 out of pocket.
Wow. That's something I need to look into.
But see, he know the game of it, though.
I do
that's
know the
thing.
game.
See, we don't know that, though.
Right, we don't know this game.
So he got the inside look.
I do know the game, but I think a lot of times in people are, ashamed to ask for help. Go find someone you trust who knows the game and get the game, Yeah. I know the game, and I use it to help myself, but I work every day to use it to help other people,
That's what it is.
Man, I'm getting excited because I need to talk to this man later on because I'm tired of renting. Like right now I have about right under 1,000 square feet. It's like 9 something, whatever. It's about right under 1,000 square feet, and I'm paying about $1,200 a month for rent on a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. That's it. When I know that I can probably get into a home. If I get into a home by $1,200, I'm a happy man.
Yep.
Not higher than that. No higher than $1,200. I'm a happy man. 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom at least on the lease side with a garage. I'm a happy man.
But see, that depends on what area it is, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, you are
That's the
absolutely
thing.
right.
Yeah.
I hear people all the time, they're like, well, I'm going to wait for this. And it's okay. But while you're waiting, the properties around you are going to increase in value. You know what I mean? And right now in Arizona, especially in the Phoenix area, it's a mortgage boom right now. It's hot. It's a seller's market. And, it's a seller's market, so people call me, well, should I wait to buy? It's a seller's market, yeah, but interest rates are probably the lowest we've ever seen them right now. Right? So that evens the field for my buyers. Right? And, I had somebody ask me today, is there going to be a crash? right? And I can't see the future. If I could,
Right.
I'd be on an island somewhere. With butter.
Right.
So when it comes to interest, because I just thought about, sorry for cutting you off.
You good.
The interest, because I don't know. All right, so if you get you're locked into an interest,
Yeah.
You lock into a 15-year. That interest, does it stay the exact same or does it fluctuate?
Okay. So what you're asking is the difference between a fixed rate mortgage and an
Okay.
adjustable rate mortgage.
Yes.
Okay. Back in the wild, wild west days before the crash, people were getting locked into adjustable rate mortgages without knowing. Right? Nowadays, people are a little bit more scared and skeptical of that. So a lot of buyers make sure with me that we're locking them into a fixed rate mortgage. And that's mainly what I provide for buyers for the most part is fixed rate mortgages, unless someone asks for an adjustable rate mortgage, which, you might get a lower rate on the front end, but it's gonna adjust on you, and it could spike.
That's
up
like a
on you.
balloon or something.
Yeah, a balloon is different. That means like a 15-year balloon means in 15 years, it might be a 30-year mortgage, but in 15 years the payment is due on all of it.
Ooh.
So you don't want that. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
Wait, what? Say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Say it so I can understand it.
So a balloon, again, back in the wild, wild west days, these were popular where, we were putting you in a 30-year AM. So it was an amortization schedule of 30 years. So you get the lower payment of the 30-year mortgage, but it had like a 10 or 15-year balloon, meaning 10 or 15 years down the line, the full amount was due.
Yeah.
So you wake up one day and that full mortgage payment is due, whatever you owe outstanding.
I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
That's-
we don't
see,
want
that's
that
why,
one.
That's why it's good to get this knowledge and get the understanding.
Y'all better
of
be
what it
listening
is.
right now.
People are out there getting bamboozled.
You know? What? Okay, now I wanted to talk about credit.
Okay.
Okay. So now, how big is credit when it comes to getting a mortgage?
Okay. Well, there are three main aspects that make up a mortgage file. It's credit, income, and assets. So credit is going to be a huge piece of that. But I think there's a lot of misconceptions on credit. The first thing I'll tell you about credit is Credit Karma isn't right. Right? Credit Karma isn't right. People walk in my office every day and they go, I'm not sure. I got a 580 on Credit Karma. And I've heard that so many times.
Oh, because they got like the three different branches.
Well, you know what? I'm not here to destroy Credit Karma's platform, but Credit Karma is a marketing website. So the algorithms they use to calculate your credit score, they made up. The three bureaus don't use those algorithms for the most part. And Credit Karma is great at certain things. I have Credit Karma. I have the app on my phone.
Ditto.
And it's good at tracking, where your score is trending. Is it trending up, trending down? And Credit Karma is great at letting you know when things report on your credit profile. Like,
right.
they are instant. Like,
Yeah.
I've had some clients pull credit. I pull credit with them in the room, and Credit Karma is telling them that I pulled it before I see the credit report. So they are great at that. But those credit scores, don't look at them. Don't look at them. So that's the thing. I have people walk in and say, I have a 700. And I pull it. And I pull it, and it's a 580, which we can work with. But, that's a jarring difference. And
Yes.
and I have people who walk in and say it's a 580, and they're really at 700, right? So go speak with somebody, go ask for help, and understand where you really are.
So so when we go when I walk into your office,
Yeah.
and I say, okay, I have a I don't know what 650, 640,
Okay.
and then you check it and be like, okay, yeah, 640, okay. And then you see the credit. Okay, the credit comes out and all that. Now you see all the items on there. Okay. What items are we allowed to have on there, and what items are not to have on there?
When you were 640, for the most part, you're gonna be good to go, right? Now, there's two aspects of credit. There's the score, and then there's the trended credit or the credit depth. Now, you could be a wonderful 640, and then I run you through our approval system, and it gives you denial, right? Which doesn't mean you don't have options, but just going back to that could mean that you either don't have very deep credit. You have one credit card that's been open for a year, and you've got the score that we need to qualify you, but we just we're lacking depth. And there's things that we can do about it. Add a cosigner, reserves, which are months of mortgage payments that you show in the bank. Maybe we add your 401k on there and show reserves. So there's things that we can do to bolster that, right? In terms of things that you can have and cannot have, obviously, late payments are horrible for your credit profile and for that depth. While collections don't kill you, they have a hard effect on you too. But
everybody has medical.
Everybody has medical, right? And depending if we go FHA, I can completely ignore medical collections, completely ignore, right? But again, those are all things that we can find a strategy to overcome. So I tell people, stop what you're doing. Don't go pay off those medical collections, right? Because you could waste a whole lot of money handling that, and that's money you need to figure out the moving truck, because we already got you into your home. Go seek advice, because we could handle all that in ways that don't involve you spending money. In fact, you could spend the money on that and get a worse result than I could get if I just put a plan together for you. And I've seen that happen too.
Wow. See, that's information. Hey.
But now's the right time. Especially now in the Trump era. I hate to bring him up in this, but we need wealth, because I know he mentioned wealth, and this is the fastest road to wealth. And Arizona has a lot of land, especially a lot of undeveloped land. Arizona is full of it.
And Arizona's a great market to own a home. Arizona is one of the best rental markets in the country. So even if you're not looking to live here long term, and you're here right now, buy something, rent it down the line. It's a great Airbnb market. There's opportunity here.
So I want to ask you a question, just because I have a buddy that just got into it, and he just purchased. So he's into mobile homes.
Okay.
And he started flipping mobile homes, little. And I didn't realize how cheap it was to really invest in the mobile home. You can find some mobile homes for about $5,000. You can find some that's $20,000 and actually buy them for that much. You can buy some for like $1,000. I did not know this. And he started flipping these mobile homes and flipping. Now he just bought it. I think it's been all of a month. He bought a mobile home park.
Okay.
The brother is like 30-something years old.
Yep.
And bought a mobile home park. Now he's got 70-something families under his, control or whatever. Have you heard of anything like this? Is that something good to get into, or
So that's a little bit different. Mobile homes aren't affixed to the land, so you're not going to be able to finance those with the regular mortgage. So not really my wheelhouse of expertise. Heard about them a little bit, and basically it boils down to, low cost of entry and a good rate of return on those mobile home parks. I've heard that they're a pretty sound investment if you can find the right opportunity. But again, not my area of expertise.
Yeah, just I thought about it. I was like, man, I was proud of him. I've never heard anybody that bought a mobile home park, especially a young black man. So shouts out to him on that one.
Yeah. So with the okay, so now I'm gonna go through this process. So now that we got the mortgage, got the loan, okay. But see, before we get the loan, doesn't it go through an underwriter?
Yep. And so if you're with a good loan officer, I always tell, I train new loan officers and bring new loan officers into the business. And I always tell them, if they've done their job right, they're telling the underwriter how to approve the file, right? You structure the file to let the underwriter know, here's how I want this file approved. Like, you write the story, right? So it's all about planning and preparation, from a loan officer perspective, and someone who's going to have that plan for you and execute on it. The mortgage industry is tough, man. Guidelines change every day. It's crazy. So it's hard to be perfect, right? But your loan officer's job is to put that file together tight so it can fly right through underwriting.
Because everybody want to go through the realtors. That's all about the realtor. It's all about the realtor. Nobody really talks about the loan officer.
Yeah. Your realtor is a great resource, right? A good realtor and a good loan officer are going to be the perfect team so you can get yourself into that home, right? But you got to let the realtor be the real estate advisor and be your lender, be your mortgage finance advisor, right? They got to play their roles,
right?
So let's go back to the credit thing now. For this year, 2020, the whole pandemic messed up a whole lot of stuff. Okay. Now, which set people back.
Yep.
So now, Do they take that in consideration for if they go like next year and be like, okay, I want a house, but then they have late payments, they have all this stuff on there that, you know, with the pandemic and everything, the money wasn't there because they lost their job or got furloughed or stuff like that. How do they handle that?
So, yes and no. It's been difficult because, you know, the government has stepped in and put in place the guidelines for, you know, putting loans in forbearance left and right. And so all the rules and the guidelines on how we're going to treat that coming out of this really haven't all been written yet. And so we're still finding out how all that's going to play out. In terms of, you know, late payments on, you know, other things, it's really all going to go back to boil down to that credit. You know, if you have deeper credit and you have that credit score that's going to qualify you, you'll probably be just fine, right? Thinner credit, and we'll have to be back at that spot where we're looking for ways to overcome the challenges of the thin credit, right? But then again, it all goes back to getting with somebody and planning how to get you into their home, right? Get with somebody who you trust to put that plan together for you, right?
What about student loans?
Oh man.
Everybody has student loans.
Oh man,
People pay on those for 50 years. No,
They do. Yeah.
man.
I was joking about the 50.
Student loans are probably one of the hardest things I deal with on a day-to-day basis because, you know, mortgage guidelines are written in hindsight, right? So they're not very progressive in understanding that most people in our society today have student loans, right? So if we go conventional, if you're going with the conventional loan program, student loans are fairly easy to manage. If you're on an income-based repayment plan, or even if you have a zero payment on your payment plan, I can use that on a conventional loan. All right. If we go with an FHA loan, which is the other more popular option, student loans are difficult, man, because I have to use 1% of your outstanding balance as your monthly payment on that. And people don't understand that because even though you might be in a zero monthly payment or a $25 monthly payment, just the way the guidelines are written right now, we've got to account for 1% of that outstanding balance as your monthly payment. So I think that all boils down to which loan program you go with.
And is that something that you'll determine, you know, which one it is? Yeah,
and I determine it based on a few different things. Your credit profile is going to be a big determining factor, whether it's an advantage for you to go conventional or FHA, you know, or we can get an approval, right? Conventional is going to be a little bit more strict on credit score and credit profile. FHA is going to be a little bit more lenient on a lot of things in that regard, but you know, then you have the student loan thing hitting you. So it's a puzzle putting together a home loan. You know what I'm saying? I got to think about all those things and what's going to give you the best chance of getting in this home. You know.
Okay. So with the closing costs.
Yeah.
So with closing, what is it like? What's all included in the closing costs?
Oh man, good question. So closing costs are going to include lender fees, right? Every lender is going to have some kind of fees, right? Your title fees. Title company is the one that handles the closing of the loan, right? They make sure that the property is free of any encumbrances. Like that means that nobody's gonna come looking for your house once you own it. It's your house. You know what I mean? And they're gonna be that third party and charge it all the fees. So they're important. And then there's gonna be the impounds and escrows, right? To make sure your property taxes and your homeowners insurance and everything gets paid every year on time, right? So 3 aspects that make up your closing costs, and all 3 kind of play into those final numbers. Now, something that a lot of people don't know is that you can actually have the seller help you with closing costs via seller concessions, right? So that's a tactic that a lot of agents that I've worked with have used in the past. You know, whether you negotiate the homes on the market for $200 and you offer $210 with, you know, $8,000 back in closing costs, right? It's a tactic that's worked well. I would say right now, with how hot the market is, it's hard to get them right now because sellers don't feel like they have to give anything up. But just know that tactic is out there. It's available. It's a useful tool. And I'm still seeing some closing cost assistance to some of my buyers here and there. So it's out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it can be done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's good to know. Hey. Sign me up. No.
Now, can anybody, like, how can we find you? Like, You have a website or a number, or if anybody want to reach out to you for more help in this?
Oh yeah, so Micheal Ukpai with Academy Mortgage. You can always, Google me. I'm out there on Google. But you can reach out to me directly at 480-304-4211. Yeah.
Okay. Before we get up out of here, what is give us some information, if you have some information about HOA.
Oh yeah, HOAs, man. I get a mixed bag review on those. I think HOAs are great for some things, man. If you want to be in a neighborhood and know, the street's gonna look nice, things are gonna be taken care of, the HOA is gonna handle all that. They're gonna keep your neighbors in line. You know what I'm saying? They might take care of the common areas. If y'all have a common pool or common sidewalks, take care of all of those things just to make sure that the area you live in is nice. Make sure that your resale value, when it comes time to sell your home, you don't want a prospective buyer coming by and the next door neighbor has, 15 junky cars in the front yard, right? Mm-hmm. So they keep everything like that in line, but it comes at a cost, right? So there's that HOA, the monthly or quarterly or however often they take the dues, it comes at that cost. I have some people who don't want that cost. They want to be in an area where nobody's going to tell them to, park the car in the driveway, right? And that's great, but you got to understand that, when it comes time to sell your home and you want all the neighbors to be neat, you don't have nobody to enforce that at that time either. Mm-hmm. So it's it's pros and cons to it.
Because one thing about that is what gets me. I mean, that's cool. That that's understandable. But one thing I don't really agree with is how they, you have to pick certain color schemes for your home.
Shrubs have to be 4 inches to the left of the ground.
Yeah.
So it's like you have white color or beige color or off taupe color, whatever. That's it.
I mean, and every HOA is different. So some HOAs are that crazy. That's a little crazy. But as a buyer, once you decide on a home, they're going to have to disclose to you the CC&Rs, covenants and restrictions of the HOA, right? And you can read through that and decide, wow, these people want, my light bulbs twisted three times.
Exactly,
And that's kind of crazy. I really don't want to deal with that, and you can cancel that. But you got to take the time to look through that and make your decision.
Oh, wow.
Because I had HOA. Yeah, I did. And I wound up getting screwed in the end because I wound up actually paying off my home that I had. But then I wound up losing it due to the HOA rules. Because went through an ugly divorce, not going to go into all that. All I know is, I paid it off and they took it.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's your home. You're paying on this home and everything. How can an HOA take your home? That's what I don't get that.
When you bought it, you signed those covenants and restrictions, man.
Yep.
They got some power, man.
So why even buy the home if the HOA has more power over you?
Get informed. Say no. Read your restrictions. Get a realtor who's going to look after you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing about it is people don't read documents.
No.
They just sign off.
Right.
So like I said, your realtor and your lender have to be that team for you. That realtor has to let you know, well, look, this is what you're signing on the real estate side. And the lender needs to let you know, like, these are the mortgage, restrictions or the mortgage guidelines you're signing on right here. This is what your payment's going to be. This is what your, mortgage insurance is going to be. All of that. Get you a team that's going to hold your hand and take you through that process.
I got a bad taste in my mouth. I'll never get another HOA. There's no way you can. No.
I'm in an HOA right now. It's been cool.
Oh man, I'll never do it. I'm not the one.
What was that other one? I had one. I'm trying to remember what it was. I can't remember what it was. But oh, that's what it was. Okay.
That's what happens when you get old.
Yeah, well, it's getting up there. But if someone wanted to get into the whole mortgage thing, how do mortgage loan? How do you get paid?
How do you get paid?
Oh, you talking about like a job?
Yeah, like how do you
into it?
No, well, not get into it, but how do you get paid though?
Okay. So I get paid a percentage of the loan that I close. So don't get paid if I don't close a loan. So there's a lot of incentive to get your deal done for you the right way, you know, and to make happy clients. So so the bank pays me a percentage of the loans that I close.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just like real estate.
Yep.
The
Just
same
like real
thing.
estate.
They get part of that
So it's
closing
a
cost.
commission.
Commission.
Yeah.
And one thing a lot of buyers don't know, let me go ahead and segue off that, is that the seller actually pays the realtor's commission for the most part, right? So I get buyers all the time like, hey, can I do this without a real estate agent? Well, what's the advantage to you? Because let's be realistic, the seller's not going to give you the money they were going to pay that real estate agent. They're trying to negotiate the best deal for them. So go get yourself a real estate agent. Get somebody who's an expert who can guide you through the process, you know, and let the seller go ahead and pay that fee.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, I feel like I know more now than I did at the beginning, because I actually needed a lot of this information for myself, because I'm definitely in the market to. I kept saying I want to rent a home. I really don't want to rent per se, but I thought it was going to be easier to get into to rent than actually buy. But the more you're talking, the more it sounds like the better route is to actually own.
I mean, obviously I'm biased. You know what I'm saying? but I truly do believe, like I said, you know, and the numbers show it. You know, owning a home. I tell people your home is a savings account that you don't think about, man. You know, I bought my first home a couple years ago, and I'm selling it now, and the equity I built up in that home is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to sell it and get down payment for my next bigger, better home. You know, and that's how you build wealth. That's how you build equity.
Remember, it's about building wealth, and not only wealth, but generational wealth. Something that we've been missing as African Americans, you know, people of color. We miss that. That's why I'm glad we was able to talk to you about this, to get that knowledge that, you know, most people need to hear. We need to tighten that gap. If 2020 has not taught us anything, we need to start looking at some land. We need to stop buying them shoes. Don't go get them Nikes. Don't go get them Gucci belts. What is a Gucci belt gonna do for you? First off, you can go to and people go to the club, got the glasses on at the club. You can't see, but you got the Versace. You know, it's all about the Versaces. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm sorry, I had to get the Versace. But you know, it ain't about the Versace glasses. Go get you some land. But hey, thanks for coming in. We do appreciate you. Definitely, we would love to talk to you again. You know.
Man. Thank y'all for having me, man. I'll be back anytime.
But before I get out of here, I want to throw one thing in, because my sister keeps nagging me, first off. But if you're in the Chicagoland area, my sister, Louisa Witt, is your local Mary Kay lady, your local neighborhood Mary Kay. And right now, the local Mary Kay lady in Chicago, Louisa Witt, has pink Christmas deals. Christmas ideas. It comes with full size and samples of various popular products. Now, if you're interested in any of your Mary Kay needs and you want to get on some of these deals, especially for the pink Christmas, give her a holler. www.marykay.com /L Phelps 07. That's LPHELPS 07. So make sure you hit up Louisa Witt, Chicago. If you're in the Chicagoland area, or if you're abroad, she could definitely mail it to you. But thanks for tuning in to AZ in the Know. I had to do it, bro.
Wow.
That Mary Kay ain't a joke.
You know what I'm saying? Wow.
It's some serious stuff. My sister be like, you gonna mention me on the radio? You gonna mention, like, hey, Weezy, I got you, sis.
Hey, look, he put it down for you, too. He did that commercial real good, boy.
He sold me.
You know what I'm saying?
Need some Mary Kay.
Need to get you this. She's trying to get that pink Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? Get that pink Cadillac.
Man.
Oh, but thank you so much. Tune in next week to AZ in the Know. You already know what it is. Same time, same channel.
All right. AZ in the Know, baby.
Gonna get through this. Gonna fight through this. Gonna live through this. Gonna love through this. We yell power to the people, the mouse to the steeple. Melanin royalty, fighting for what's equal. Stay woke. Stay woke. Do this. Stay woke. We shout love one another. My sister, my brother. Blessings to the true fathers and real mothers. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. They try to